So currently what we're looking at is the home page for the Roost Smart battery. You'll notice that the kitchen, which is what I named my smart battery, is currently offline. Now, when I tap on it, it's going to bring up some extra information. So it's going to show you the battery life. It's going to say that the battery life is good. It's going to show you the last activity. Now, you may notice that the last activity for this was on April 2nd. There were no check-ins in the meantime because if it checks in, it would say check in and then the day and the time. Now, this is partially because I started doing the review on April 2nd, and when I was putting the battery back, I probably knocked out the smarts portion and had it slightly disconnected. So it never made a check-in again. So I will have to put it back. I have the smart battery, the smart portion clipped in a little better this time, so hopefully it will check in. But you can see here's the initial setup of the smart battery, and here's an alarm that sounded, and then I turned off the alarm or silenced the alarm. Now, part of the setup is you make sure that the smart battery microphone understands or hears what your alarm sounds like. Now, what that's for is so that if an alarm on the TV set or your neighbor's alarm goes off, your smart battery doesn't send a notification. It's just the sound of your smoke detector, which is pretty cool. Location, if I click on that, you can set the location or you can type out a custom location if you want. I currently am going to leave it on kitchen because, well, mine is in the kitchen. If you select address, you can type in the address of your smart battery. Your smart battery address will send to anybody else who you've selected to notify, and that's another area I'm going to get to. What will happen is once an alarm goes off, they'll get a notification in their smart app as well. Do keep in mind that they need the app in order to get the notification. If we come down here to technical details, it will show you the network name that it's currently calling to, the MAC address, the firmware, and the firmware update. Now, this is a little bit of, not concern, but a part that I wish they would have done differently. I cannot control when to check for a firmware. I cannot manually tell it, go and look and see if there's new firmware. Also, I cannot tell the smart battery when to do a check-in. Now, my smart battery seems to be doing it about 11 a.m. in the morning. Now, sometimes I turn my Wi-Fi router off, and if it does not get the check-in at 11 a.m., it does not check later in the day when the Wi-Fi router is on. It just checks the next day at 11 a.m. It's just a little piece that I don't like, but something to consider. Down here, this is the delete. If you wanted to delete this smart battery and start over again, you could do that. What I'm going to show you here, if you click on this is if you're setting up a new smart battery. So that would walk you through the entire process that I showed you earlier with this particular smart battery. If you select the hamburger button there, it will bring up an extra bit of options, how to notify people, changing your password, emergency contacts, and deleting your account. Now, I'm not going to show you that because there's a lot of personal information in there that I don't want to put out in a video.